Hey, Mike.
Hey, Jack. How you
How's it
doing?
going, man?
Good. How are you?
Good. What are you up to?
I'm about to go take this vehicle out on a one-day trip.
One-day trip.
Yeah, that's where we take a test vehicle out on public roads and we evaluate things like ride comfort, handling, and cabin noise. You want to come along?
Oh, I'd love to. Should I bring anything?
No, we won't be going that long. It's kind of like a field trip.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, Mike, what are we hoping to get out of this?
With the one-day trip evaluation, we're looking at several facets of how the car performs. And in this part of this test, we're really focused mostly on ride comfort on a rural back road like this. It has a pretty coarse surface. There's a lot going on here. And in a way, I'm having a conversation with the car. It's telling me how it's reacting to the different bumps and road irregularities.
Well, that seems like a one-sided conversation. Too bad we can't have a conversation with the car.
Yeah.
I thought you'd never ask.
Hey,
What? Who is that?
It's me, Carl.
Carl who?
The car. Carl the car.
Well, this is a first.
Okay, Carl, since you're here, tell us about the ride on this road.
Well, in this part of the test, Mike is focusing on how well my suspension isolates and absorbs bumps. What do you think, Mike?
Well, you know, Carl, it's doing really well so far. I think it's pretty smooth and comfortable. It's kind of like we're just riding along serenely on down the road. It's doing a really good job. Overall, a great first impression.
Yeah.
Well, I pride myself on my composure. Thank you, Michael.
Hey, only my mother's allowed to call me Michael.
Mike explains he's one of the 5 testers that do the same one-day evaluation for each car. Then, each of the testers' scores are averaged together.
Hey, Carl, you must have some great conversations with these testers, huh?
You'd think so, but it's hard to get a word in edgewise. Consumer Reports has focus testers. They don't even listen to the radio while they're driving.
Really? Mike, if this was a real-world situation, I'd definitely be cruising with my radio on.
Trust me, Jack, I'd love to be cranking the tunes too, but it would make the next part of this test a little hard to complete.
Okay, Mike, we're clearly getting on the highway. Are we looking for comfort? No, maybe it's handling. No. Let me guess. Shh.
I'm listening.
What could you possibly be listening to?
He's listening to me, Jack. Can you hear me?
Well, yeah, but you don't have to yell about it. I'm sitting right here.
Sorry. I'm just trying to make a point. Is this better?
Much better. Thanks a lot, Carl. What do you think, Mike?
Well, I mean, aside from that rather rude outburst, I think you're doing pretty well, Carl. In our testing, as part of this one-day trip evaluation, we're listening for road noise and wind noise. And, you know, when you get on the highway, cabin noise is naturally going to increase because the speeds are higher than what we were doing on those back roads. But, you know, this car is doing a really good job. It's like library quiet in here. Engine noise is another aspect that we look at. When we were getting on the highway, we're accelerating. So we expect engine noise to be a little bit elevated at that point. But once we get onto the highway, we're settled down to, you know, the speed limit. In this case, this engine's doing a great job. It's really down to like a low murmur. You can barely hear anything from the engine.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, this is where I really show off my pipes. Get it?
We get it, Carl. We hear you loud and clear.
Okay, Jack, this next section of road is one of my favorites. Are you ready?
Should I be hanging on?
Don't worry, Jack.
Not sure I agree with you, Carl. I see a lot of dips, dives, and turns.
Well, exactly. This is routine handling.
What do you mean, routine handling? Can you test that at the track?
Yes, in part. The track is mostly reserved for higher speed stuff, avoidance maneuver exercises, taking the car to its absolute limits of grip and the suspension. In those cases, we're in a very safe environment, but you would never want to do that out here on the roads. So we come out here so that we know how the car handles in a more normal setting, the way most consumers would drive their cars. Here we decide how well does the car handle through these curves and dips and dives.
So what do you think, Mike? A+?
Well, this car is a little taller than some, and the ride's pretty plush, so there's a fair amount of roll, but it's not bad.
I couldn't agree more.
Oh, okay then.
Well, you'd never mistake this for a sports car, but it definitely has a fun-to-drive factor for its size, especially on these back roads. There's a balance that makes me feel confident behind the wheel.
Oh, Mike, that's so nice of you. I feel so much better after talking it out.
I think you found a new friend, Mike.
And we're back. So, Jack, what'd you think of the one-day trip?
That was so cool. Thank you very much for giving me that ride. I learned so much.
Good, I'm glad. You know, the one-day trip is just part of the test program. We do more than 50 evaluations on every vehicle that comes through here because we want to make sure consumers can find the car that best suits their needs.
Hey, by the way, should we tell anybody about Carl?
Let's just keep that between us. I don't think anyone would believe us anyway.
I agree. Come on.
Hey guys, where are you going? Jack? Mike? My windshield's got a lot of bugs on it. Any chance we could make this into a 2-day trip?